That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Everything's happening. There's, so fast during the week, fast and furious. Sometimes there's stress, sometimes there's exuberation. And it's just unbelievably quickly.
Happening at the same time, which is good. And I think within the TitanX space, it's just, you could almost feel it heating up again. I mean, the activity and things that we need to, that we are looking forward to. Blaze, being one of what we're looking forward to. I think tomorrow is the interview, and then of course we hopefully will have a launch date, so we all could kind of get ready, prepare, and hopefully participate. Financial advice, but I'm looking forward to this. If it does gain traction, this will be a good one. That's my view. Mike, how are you?
Hey everybody, how's it going? All is well. How are things on your side?
Good, not bad at all. Good to have you back.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit busy there last week. I could not make it, but I did upload the video, so on YouTube.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries.
That's great.
And we are streaming now as well on YouTube, so that'll be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, glad to hear. Okay, I think let's give it a couple more minutes for others to join. We do have the time for the session set at 5 minutes past the hour. I think that, even though of course I normally open up the spaces on the hour, so that we can have a good 5 minutes of to chat and so on. But I'll say in the next 2 minutes we'll just kick off and can bring people up to speed when they join.
Hey, quick one, Mike. Can I ask you a question about the YouTube stream? So the quality on my screen is showing 7, and on my view it's a little blurrier than usual. Like, I seem to remember it's really clear before. I don't know if others have the same situation, or because I just reinstalled Chrome, maybe my settings are a little off, but I just wanted to let you know from my viewpoint it doesn't look the same as last couple of weeks ago.
All right, yeah. I mean, nothing changed on my end really, so I don't know. I'll have to look into that, but I haven't changed anything.
Probably my side.
Yeah, but I'll still look into it. Yeah, for sure.
Did you have your normal steak? You always talk about having a big, delicious, juicy steak on the weekend. Did you have one?
Absolutely, yeah. So normally, like, I meet some friends on Sundays, and we go for like a nice steakhouse or something. That's what I like to do.
I used to do that back in USA, in Virginia. One of the guys dubbed it steak and cake, because it was like, the Ruth Chris or whatever, the Morton's type restaurants, and they've got, of course, the steak, and then they've always got the lava cake of some type. So somebody came up there, we're all clever. Steak and cake can be expensive. We did not go every week. That's for sure. But we did go often. Yeah, especially when somebody got a bonus.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a good old steak, I think it's pretty awesome, eh?
Great, guys. Let's kick off. Yes, of course. You can't go wrong with a good old steak, not at all. So let's kick off. I think we all know that over the past couple of sessions, we haven't gone through the TitanX stats, because it is course, there hasn't been any significant movement for us to discuss, and we've pretty much focused on the build on TitanX protocols update. I think we will do that again today. I'd like to ask Utah Crypto to come up and give us an update on Blaze, just an overview. I don't think either Utah Crypto or Ali's in the house. Dude is I don't see Dude yet, but if Dude is around, or if he joins, he can of course give his update. And James, of course, would like to know what's happening with any update with baby DragonX. But anyway, just before we kick off, just one thing that I like to note. I think we probably came across a comment during the week or during last week where someone mentioned that there was a 5 million increase in the liquid supply or circulating supply of TitanX, and the question was really where is all of that coming from? And I haven't drilled down into that, but I hope that person got the answer that they were looking for in the Telegram group. I think when we look at the distribution now, we've got 29.19% of TitanX liquid. We have buy and burn is 37.9%, and staked 13.84%. Hyper is 7.63%. No, there hasn't been any significant change there. And neither has there been with the build on TitanX protocols, which stands at 10.7% of TitanX tokens. So the current build on TitanX protocols have absorbed 10.7% of all TitanX that has been produced or released. Okay, so I think on that's as far as I want to state there. Just a really quick high overview. And yes, I'd like to call on our builders to give us a quick update. I don't know, Utah, do you want to go first? And then we can, of course, James, you could then follow.
Sure, I'll go. How's it going, everybody? So we got a couple streams coming up. Tomorrow we have Marco the Hexacan, time to be determined. And Tuesday we have the verse. So tune in for those. We're still waiting on our V3 testnet for our UI with all the changes that we requested. So we want to functionally test that as soon as we get it. Audits are still ongoing. Things are taking longer than we would have liked them to. But welcome to crypto. So yeah, we're gonna start doing giveaways. Start giving our followers something to hold them over for a minute. We're gonna do weekly giveaways. Follow us on Twitter for those, for all the information. And yep, that's about all we got. I wish I had more news.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Utah. We'll continue to watch the space, and good luck with the audit. So keep us posted. Thanks.
Hello, hello. Sorry, I was just tweeting my beverage. You got to stay hydrated on these things, right? So thanks everybody. Especially thanks to Plan A and Mike Dean for always setting these things up and bringing everyone together. It's just fantastic. Every week is good. Good touch points. So with Baby DragonX, we're on the buy and burn side. No one has called the buy and burn for about 5 days. I actually wasn't able to get to the price. I don't know if we're still up at the 2 to 2.5x from launch or if we've dipped. I've had a little bit of an issue with my connections over the weekend, so I wasn't able to check that piece. But I think the more interesting part is, what are we going to do next? What are we going to build for the Baby DragonX community? So because DragonX has increased in price and Baby DragonX has increased in price, our future rewards pool and our grant rewards have come up from the under 1,000 to 1,500, 2,000, and they've gone up quite a bit. So there's now actually more, kind of a bigger amount of funds to be able to use for something interesting. We really want to see what's going to happen with Pulsar, to see what they do with this, this arbitration type stuff. But we also have to keep in mind, and I've spoken with a couple tokenomics people, much better at this piece than me. We don't just want to bridge Baby DragonX over to another chain because we're tied to DragonX, right? We're pooled with DragonX, and we don't want to lose that tie. So we got to figure out how to do something to build value for Baby DragonX holders, as well as keep the tie into DragonX. So we're looking through those types of things. We're going to send out a Google form within the community, overall on X, as well as in the Telegram, just to get some ideas, because we're very, very open to ideas, whether it's a partnership with another protocol or whether we build something or something like that. So that's it. We're opening the gate to start looking for something to build on Baby DragonX. So thanks for everyone's time. Stop by the Telegram if you're not already in, and just tag me. It's a little quiet in there. People are waiting for day 369. I think we all are. So appreciate everyone's help. Take care, all.
Thanks, James. That's a good update. Dude, I see you're in the house. I've sent you a request, or I sent you an invite rather, to come up and share your update. I know you launched a project recently, and I'm not going to steal your thunder. So yes, I don't know if you got my invite yet. Please feel free to come up and share.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, sorry, the time slipped away from me and I showed up a little late. I'm over here looking at, sorry?
I know, I said not a problem at all. You've been consistently, a contributor, a pillar in the community. A few minutes late is not, it's not a problem at all. So don't be too hard on yourself. You're here, so we're all here.
All right, I appreciate it. Where I got sidetracked is I'm looking at adding more pairs for Giannis, and I guess that's. I would say Giannis wasn't the most exciting launch for people, primarily because it's not profitable to mint Giannis with your Helios. So on launch day, there really wasn't much to do. So it wasn't super exciting. But what I am super excited about myself is that with nobody engaging in this project at all, buys and sells are happening. Arbitration is going on, and the 3% buy-sell tax is capturing value on every one of those. And with that tax, we are adding to the LPs. So as days go on, the pools get thicker, and it allows for more volume. And then what happens with more volume? More taxes. And a portion of those taxes are going to the Helios treasury. So like we officially Our V1 treasury, which is the TitanX, is earning us ETH. And again, not a whole lot right now, but I'm kind of with everybody else in that same boat. We're all waiting for day 369. And we will absolutely get a piece of that. But in the meantime, Giannis is building up and earning Pulse. So now we've got Pulse in our treasury, which is something that we can discuss as a community what we want to do with that Pulse, whether it's to reinvest into something else or just pay out stakers, increase our buy and burn. Lots of options. But yeah, Pulse. Giannis is it's chugging along. I'm happy with the way it's going. Like I said, it's not very exciting for most people, but there will be a point where Giannis does go above the price of Helios, and then there will be a reason to mint it, and that will be just another use case for the Helios. But until then, it's just kind of do its own thing. And I'll say when I launched Giannis, there were times where it was profitable to mint. However, we've got a massive LP with Eros, and in the last couple of days, Eros has seen a drop in their price, which since we've got our largest pool is with Eros, so we kind of fell down just a bit with them. But I'm not worried at all. Like Eros will definitely make a comeback, and especially with their launch coming in the next few weeks, I think that'll kind of reinvigorate everybody in that ecosystem, and then when they pump back up, that's going to drag Giannis up with it. And like I said, I'm looking at adding more LPs as we speak, because in the arbitration game, the more the merrier. So that's kind of what I'm looking at these days. Anything else? And actually, we are looking at doing a stream with Eros. I'm looking at getting on the Blaze streaming at some point soon. And then also I'm in talks with Mike Dean. Looks like we might do some kind of stream to kind of go over Giannis and a little bit more detail and the technicalities of what exactly it's doing and how it's going to help Helios. But just a short TLDR, it does two things. It is earning Pulse for the Helios treasury, and at certain times when it makes sense, it will burn Helios anytime it's a good idea to mint it. So other than that, yeah, WinVolts is still looming. That's still the next premier project that I'm excited to get launched sooner than later. So until then, I think Blaze is really I think that's what's next. What the TitanX community needs to really be looking forward to is Blaze, in my opinion.
Dude, what other pairs are you looking at for Giannis over on Pulse Chain? Have you anything in particular in mind at the minute?
So I was looking at the 9mm. They just had an airdrop. So I was looking at adding them to the pool. I'm up to 15 pairs at the moment. Wow. Yep. So I'm open to any and all of them. And like I said, with Eros, like we did a token swap. They had Eros team had some tokens on them. I had some Giannis tokens, so we swapped them. We both create the LP pool, and now we have this LP pool that we co-own 50-50. I did this with Logic as well. He did a airdrop for TitanX holders, Investologic. And then also with the Wonderland tokens ecosystem, and that's got 5 tokens in their ecosystem, and I did a trade with all of those. And yeah, I'm just looking at, that's really what it is. If anybody's interested in creating LPs with Giannis, I'm all ears.
What about is there, because I haven't looked, is there much TitanX? I know one person did bridge in, maybe was it about $5 grand worth of TitanX at one stage, which the price drop is probably worth a hell of a lot less. But what's the TitanX, the bridged in TitanX looking like these days? Is there much? Is there any liquidity pools over there?
There is some, but it is small, and I don't see a whole lot of arbitration going on with it. But I'm definitely interested in it, and on that end, I'm kind of been waiting on Pulsar, to be honest, because once they launch, they are going to create what I think will be a much more liquid TitanX pool, because I think that's part of their what they're doing. You know, when you mint Pulsar,
that's really going to be one of the big sort of things that's going to kick off all the different possibilities over on Pulse Chain, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And when they do that, I will absolutely create LPs with all of those things. And they've got GIF right now that they're working on, which isn't necessarily TitanX related, but it is from the same team. And yeah, and it's looking solid what they're building. And if it's any kind of indication of what Pulsar is going to be, I'm definitely bullish on it. And yeah, Giannis will definitely create pairs with all of these tokens.
Awesome,
In due time. Do what?
Just said thank you. Thanks for the info.
Oh yeah. I think Hexmol's got a question here. What you got?
No, I was just gonna say that how bullish Pulsar is gonna be for everyone. I think GIF and PGIF, I don't know how many people know about this or have heard about what's going on. But in the background, basically GIF, the coin, and PGIF have been doing essentially a proof of concept for what Pulsar is going to be. And in 30 days, it basically doubled the market cap of TitanX. And I think if you look at that, it's so bullish for when Pulsar comes out. I think everybody needs to have their eye on Pulsar because the concept has been proven with GIF and with Pulsar. The way that you mint Pulsar is you take ETH and you take TitanX and you mint Pulsar. That ETH will go to buy and burn Pulsar, pushing the price up of Pulsar, creating an arbitrage opportunity to re-mint Pulsar with TitanX and ETH. So there's going to be massive buy pressure on TitanX. On top of the huge amount of buy and burn reserves TitanX already has. And I've not been very bullish for a long time. I've been having some trepidation, but I really think now is the time. I feel like this is a very close bottom, and now is the time to be accumulating your TitanX and thinking about what's going to happen when Pulsar comes along. Because GIF has, like I said, doubled the market cap of TitanX in just 30 days, and GIF is essentially just a proof of concept for what they have been planning and are getting ready to do with Pulsar. So I know there's not a huge amount of people in the space right now, and it's kind of been dwindling, but that's all the better for the people that are here, because I think now is the time to get bullish on Pulsar and especially TitanX.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like I said, with Blaze and Eros, and there's just constant projects all coming out, and a lot more that have been more quiet than others. Like there's Ouroboros that's quietly building. Yeah, I absolutely believe that TitanX is in a good position these days. It's coiling up and getting ready to strike very soon.
Nobody's even mentioned on the spaces yet, really, or there's been no. I know there's not much information, but nobody's even really been talking about X28 that Jake is building in the background. So it's going to be pretty exciting whenever he starts coming out with some information for us all. He did bring it up on the on one of the mastermind calls a couple of weeks ago, but you know, the details are very, very limited. So that's something that nobody's even considering. Or not that we're not considering, but that's something that obviously we're not all talking about. But that'll bring another element to the whole ecosystem as well.
I'd say now is the time to start unbanning everyone from the Telegram because
Is there a lot of people banned in there? Is there?
So many people. I'm banned. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of people with a lot of money in TitanX that maybe haven't even got their miners yet, that don't really get the updates. They're not in the Telegram because they've been banned, because they're, you know, it's very low tolerance back in the day, which I understand. But I mean, now if we're thinking about community outreach, and, you know, when the sentiment is starting to turn around, these people are going to come back and they're going to want to see, and they're going to want to participate again. So I think I have a very good feeling that we're bottoming out, and there's so much about to come out. And, you know, you can tell I'm so bullish on Pulsar, and people are going to want to look into that. I saw the Verse was here for a quick second. I wish he was around to hear more about Pulsar, but, you know, he's going to be doing a stream on it, streams I can tell, and there's going to be huge amounts of crossover into the post-chain Hex community, because they're going to see the GIF tech working not just on GIF, it's going to be working on ICOSA, it's going to be working on TitanX, and they're going to see TitanX has this huge reserve of buy and burn, which is so bullish, and it's half the market cap of GIF even. So if you're bullish on GIF, you better get bullish on TitanX, because Pulsar, the technology, is coming to TitanX soon. And so yeah, I just think now's the time to kind of maybe let bygones be bygones. Some of the people who are, you know, people were worried, you know, as you get anyone susceptible to those kind of human emotions, you know, with the volatility of the market. I think now's the time to get everyone back together, get the band back together, and, you know, take down the walls to entry. No more like blocking people unless it's a bot, I suppose. That could be
Is
like the one thing.
Just on that, so you say you're banned from the Telegram, you are banned from the Telegram at the minute, yeah?
Oh yeah, I know
if you
loads of
DM
people.
me your Telegram handle, I can let the guys because there's probably too many admins in the main Telegram group.
Right, yeah.
But I can
Yeah, I kind of get all my information from Hyper. And yeah, so I go through the Hyper Telegram to find out what's going on with TitanX. And when you said about like Jake's building something in the background, I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. So I should probably be paying more attention.
It's freaking big.
It's big, yeah.
He's purposely being quiet to kind of just let the market do what it does. He was kind of hoping that would bottom out, and he did state this, you know, publicly a while ago. You know, he was hoping that, you know, that the whole thing would bottom out and maybe go sideways for a few months, and it just gives him time to take a backward seat, let the community build, and let him build what he's building. Like, I know people sometimes think that we get a lot of insider information or whatever from being in the mastermind. We really don't. You know, he doesn't really give us any real insider information, but he has kind of told us the bare bones of what X28 will be. I couldn't even explain it myself yet. But it's just interesting that people don't even know that, you know, we've got a pretty large TitanX community already, and so many. Just the fact that you're saying that. Probably so many people don't even know that Jake is building pretty aggressively in the background. He certainly hasn't disappeared.
And this is kind of what I mean, because I'm a day 20 kind of TitanX miner guy. I did some ladders, I did some compounding, so like, yeah, I'm in it. And yeah, I can just imagine there's a lot of other people that are in it too. And now we're kind of hanging around this bottom area. We've got Pulsar coming. Gift Tech has proven the Pulsar thing will be great. I mean, I'm going to be buying more anytime that I see an arbitrage opportunity. I think lots of people are going to be buying more. And there's lots of people on day 20 miners like me that are like day ones that, you know, they won't know about the latest and greatest updates if they're banned from telegrams and we're blocking each other. And I understand when you're in that point in the market, it's good to just cut out kind of negative, you know, because it's not good for stickiness, it's not good for adoption. But when things start to turn around, we need all hands on deck. I think everyone back together and pushing a positive message. It's
always green at gift excels.
I know, and it's going to be always green on TitanX very soon. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The tech has been proven, so we're gonna see what's going to happen. Hi Plan A, hi McDean. I hope everyone's having a good day.
Hello, yeah, of course. I'm just listening to the really interesting conversation as well. But yeah,
I heard some people were talking regarding the X28. I probably would like to introduce like the bit of the technicalities, because it was said it's gonna use layer 0, and probably I want to explain that a little bit so that people understand what probably the layer 0 is. Is that right?
yeah, please, Mike. And I know you've given a sort of a high level on this a few weeks ago,
Yes.
but definitely it would be good to sort of recap
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I can do like a little recap on, like, yeah, it's more on the technical levels, but I mean, it's just good so that it's understandable. So, I mean, let's say you're talking about your normal ERC20 token, right? That's deployed on a blockchain. And as I said earlier, like a blockchain is just a ledger that stores information. It's like, I mean, essentially you can think about it, it's like, I don't know, a Google Sheet where something is stored in that. So simplistically speaking, right? So it's a very easy to read database and harder to write. But anyway, but that's more on the technical level. You can just view it as just a ledger. So let's say whenever a user, let's say, transfer a token from user A to user B, all that happens in the contract is actually just updating an internal balance that is stored in the ledger. So it's saying like, hey, move tokens from this user account, then write tokens to this other user's account. So in a kind of way, it's like a debiting and crediting system that happens within that smart contract. But now with layer 0, what they're trying to do is something, it's an enhanced version of that debiting and crediting system. But then what you can basically do now is like you can have that debiting and crediting system, but on any chain, let's essentially. And they call this OFT. It's a omni-chain fungible token. And so the whole idea is literally that you have a token state that just doesn't live on one blockchain, but every blockchain. And so if you deploy the omni-chain fungible token, the OFT, on layer 0, the benefit you're getting out of this is the concept of debiting tokens from within the smart contract and crediting them to an address can now be done on every possible chain. So you can deploy an OFT contract on every chain that you want the token to be. And from there on, people can just go on that chain and they can transfer their tokens there, and they just going to have their tokens there. So let's say, I don't know, a user has 100 tokens and they want to move those 100 tokens from one wallet address, let's say on Ethereum, and debiting it on those tokens to another, like let's say to Optimism or something, or to Base, for example. Yeah. So the concept is is literally that is now that crediting and debiting system can happen to all the chains now. So that's essentially on the technical level what the biggest benefit is. And obviously the big thing about that is whenever a chain is I mean, we had like Base was very hot right now, or it still is, but it was definitely like very popular in some ways. Then there's no need to use any bridging system or whatever. Is like the coins can be just transferred straight to Base, let's say, or any user can do that, and any action can happen there. And also the beauty of it as well, I guess, is also that if somebody wants to build on top of TitanX, they can also just deploy it on a like a cheaper chain or whatever, on Optimism or Arbitrum or whatever chain, doesn't really matter, as long as a layer 0, it's a protocol, right? So they they have different blockchains which they you can deploy your stuff to. But I mean, there's like, I don't know, I think they have like 50 blockchains where you can deploy your ERC20 token or the NFT token or NFT standard, and you can have it there. So probably to do a little recap, essentially it's an enhanced version of an ERC20 using the credit and debit system. And you can basically go ahead and transfer balances between any chain that you deploy the token contract on. That's essentially how that all layer 0 happens in the background per se.
So as well, technically then, Mike, so technically you deploy your coin on layer 0. The value of it is should be or can be the same on all chains rather than being properly connected to each other, rather than them being their own token on each separate chain. Yeah. So their value can be the same across all chains. Yeah.
It's still you're still creating a new smart contract on each chain, but you're using the layer 0's templates. Layer 0's like use the messaging system between the chains, so you still have to create a smart contract on each one, but then you use layer 0's technology to be able to send that message back and forth between them. So that's like, especially with TitanX is already launched, like he has to create a new smart contract on Ethereum that interacts with the existing TitanX ERC20. And then with that new smart contract on Ethereum, you create a new contract on every chain that he wants to be launched on. And the layer 0 technology will be able to send messages back and forth through all of these chains. And just
so does that mean the price? Does that mean that people would? I'm more worried thinking about the price each time you deploy on a different chain. So would it be able to arbitrage the price of a coin quicker if it's across all the chains?
I don't think it's gonna. Well, so if this doesn't have anything to do with the liquidity pools, if he's just using OmniChain, will allow you to bridge back and forth. But if people don't create new liquidity pools on all these other chains, then there's no arbitrage opportunities.
Okay.
And that's where like I'm not sure what his plan is on that side of things. Like, because I mean, you need TitanX and you need ETH on all of these chains to be able to create liquidity pools, which Jake does have. So maybe he does create LPs on all these. It's just speculation, but without that, there is no arbitrage. But with an LP, then absolutely there is arbitrage opportunities, just like Ethereum is on Arbitrum and on Coinbase and all those. Like, there's arbitrage opportunities because they're all separate pools. So yeah, it will create those opportunities. And I'm wondering like what pools he will create, or what the main pools will be. It's the same thing with like
X20. It's going to be its own coin, so it's going to be I'm assuming it's going to be its own coin. You use TitanX to get it, and then you'll create X28 TitanX pools on all the chains. Is what I would think is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So TitanX itself may not hit all these other chains. It might just be X28 that's hitting all the chains.
Yeah, but then maybe he creates the pools on all the chains with TitanX.
I mean, that could happen as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
thanks, guys.
So if I mean, from what I've been reading on layer 0, if the ERC20 token has already been created, there's these OFT adapters. So basically, you can make a normal ERC20 to become a OFT, like these enhanced version of ERC20, which you can transfer around all the blockchains. But he can definitely do that on the TitanX version, and then we're gonna have like a OFT version of TitanX, which can be sent around all the blockchains he decided to deploy to.
Yes, and just a side note, Helios is absolutely going to do that same thing. We intend on using layer 0 and we want to follow the TitanX community everywhere they go, and that's why we've started on Pulse Chain, because that's like the first with Pulsar, they're working on Pulse Chain. We thought it would be best to work with them along with Arrows. So the second TitanX goes multi-chain, Helios will follow, and we will continue building and growing what we're doing on top of it.
Awesome, dude.
Nice one.
Yeah, so probably you're asking, dude, if you go to omni-chain or multi-chain, what kind of LPs will you then create, or you haven't thought about that yet?
I want to be very careful with not losing the peg to TitanX. That's something like Helios has ridden TitanX's fall for the since launch, and there's no way we're gonna unpeg from TitanX and not catch the rise when it does come.
Yeah, ride it all the way down and sit it out all the way up.
Yeah. So I am being very careful with not pairing HLX with any other tokens besides TitanX, because I want to create that strong bond between Helios and TitanX. There's not even a LP with Giannis and Helios at the moment. I want Giannis to be a complete separate side project that's doing its own thing. It's still bringing value back to Helios, but it's not affecting the Helios charts at all. And I'm being very careful with that. So like going multi-chain, the only LPs that I'm interested in creating at the moment would be TitanX/Helios. And if TitanX itself isn't going multi-chain and it's just X28, then I don't know. We'll have to play it by ear and see exactly what Jake's building. But we absolutely 100% believe TitanX is gonna moon, and we're for sure gonna ride that rocket ship with it. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think it's like, I still do believe that it has to go also, because then you want to incentivize builders on other chains to build, and if you want that pair to TitanX, it has to exist there as well, basically. So I do believe it's gonna go also multi-chain, omni-chain.
That's kind of why, like, that's not the priority for us. That's why we're working on wind vaults and expanding Giannis. I'm kind of just in a holding pattern to see exactly what he's building, so that we can build accordingly to work off of what he's got going on.
Great. Well, anybody else? I see Crypto Elite. Do you have anything to contribute, to say? This is the time.
Yeah, if he doesn't, I do. Amazing conversation. Amazing
Okay.
conversation. Hey, Mike, I got two questions actually. I was just listening about the layer 0 and the omni chain, and the first question is, I was just wondering if there's any. I know it's a proof of concept, but is there any other chains or projects that are currently implementing what you guys are trying to what Jake is trying to build? And then the second question is, like, how is it going to be different or even better than Zen, for example?
I mean, I don't know exactly what I can say about Zen, but I can tell you what other people are building. I mean, the concept is something known, basically, and people are using it. The basic example I can give you, they're not using directly layer 0 as a protocol. They're using CCIP from Chainlink, but essentially it is technically is the same concept, basically, right? And the way it works is essentially USDC is using the CCIP, and they're transferring basically the let's say if you want to have native USDC on, you have native USDC on Ethereum, and you want to transfer it to Base, and you want to have it natively and not a wrapped version of it. The only way you can do that is essentially burning and minting it. right? So this is the CCIP. What they're doing is basically you're burning it on one chain and then minting it on another chain, essentially. So the supply doesn't change at all, is because you're burning it in one and then minting it on another one. So this is USDC, like stable coins make big sense to use this kind of service. There's a lot more other projects which are using it, also layer 0, but I don't have it on top of my head right now.
Oh, I got you, brother. All right.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't wait for all this to happen, huh? We just sitting here and just observing, huh? It's crazy to think that it's already been like 200 days, since launch, and we just been here. I feel like we need more content creation, shout out to Mo. I like watching his videos.
I just wanted to say hello to everybody. That was about it. I just want to say I think the Pulsar tech is going to change TitanX a lot. I think even Pulsar itself is able to do it on its own. So I'm pretty bullish on all the coins that get added to the gift tech.
Yeah.
Me too. Can you tell? Can you tell how excited I am? I'm so excited for Pulsar.
Yeah.
I think there's
Pulsar.
something about, it's not just the post tech with the arbitrage, and it's great. Like I said, it has proven the concept. It's doubled TitanX market cap in like 30 days of running, and this is another good metric you should think of.
Can you explain how it's doubled? Like, how is it improving the TitanX market cap? So, from what I understand, it's not really paired with TitanX at all.
No, it's not. But so the GIF and PGIF, the arbitrage mechanic that they use is what they're going to use with Pulsar. Larry likes to say, Crypto Caller likes to say creation, not inflation. And so it's just to say that as a concept, it's been proven what can happen when you introduce this kind of arbitrage mechanic to a coin. And next, I'm hoping it's going to be proven again with Icosa. They forked Icosa. They fudded the original eHex down to like a very low price, and obviously with eHex going down, Icosa also went down. And just with the rumblings of, oh, we're going to put gift tech onto Icosa as well, the two Icosas have almost reached parity. So now what I say about the market cap is that it's just to show what can happen. It's not what has happened to TitanX. It's what to show what can happen when TitanX has the exact same technology running on it and it's live. The thing that's exciting and I think this does live on ETH as well. You can do the arbitrage on ETH. I'll have to check on that. It's not like it doesn't live solely on post chain. Maybe someone can correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
It's not going to be sure. It could be possible to do it in web versions.
Right, exactly. So the thing that's exciting about this is it's not just that you have all the buy pressure from the people who are going to be minting Pulsar. It's that you have all the buy pressure from the ETH that you pair with the Titan to mint the Pulsar, that goes to buy the Pulsar, that pushes up the Pulsar, that makes you sell the Pulsar to buy more TitanX, to mint more Pulsar. It's like a self-sustaining loop of buy pressure, and obviously everything comes down to buy and sell, but it's a very good stimulation. And the thing that is interesting to me about TitanX is we still haven't flipped into the hyper deflationary stage, and we still have a huge reserve of buy and burn. So we already have the buy and burn on TitanX, and then we already have a massive amount of staked ETH. We also have a massive amount of ETH in the buy and burn that can be turned up or down. And then you're going to have, on top of that, the gift tech mechanics. So people are going to be taking huge amounts of TitanX off the market, and there's going to be huge amounts of buy pressure on TitanX from Pulsar being sold back into TitanX. And it's with all the buy and burns, with all the other projects, and with Pulsar, I would implore anyone to go and look at the price chart of GIF Pulse, and I've never seen a price chart go so parabolic. It's a straight line right up, and obviously that might not be forever, but that could be an indication of how well this could work with TitanX. And so I think anyone who's got these miners that might be in the negative right now, I would say just wait and definitely keep your eyes out and keep your ear to the ground when it comes to Pulsar, because there could be a turning point. You know, we're coming up on a lot of inflation has been kind of distributed between a lot of different wallets. People who have had lettuce hands have kind of gotten out, and people who've been buying have been buying, and we're kind of holding steady at this bottom. And I think this might be a big thing for TitanX.
I absolutely agree with you. I just wanted to clarify that that's not, they haven't affected us yet, but I agree with what you're saying, that what they're doing is very bullish for TitanX. So yeah, what you got, Mo?
Hey, I just want to piggyback off that, and I'm sorry I got in late, so I don't know if you guys touched on it at all in the beginning, but he's Hexmole is in really into this, so he's getting excited and he's getting into the deep end on everyone. All you guys really need to know for right now is that Pulsar is coming. It's a future project for TitanX, and what they're doing right now is they're demonstrating all of the different mechanics that are going to be in Pulsar. So GIF and PGIF is the first part, and then the ICOSA, the iBurn is the next part. So they're one by one, they're sort of demonstrating what you're doing. And you don't really need to understand right now necessarily how it's going to directly affect TitanX. But it's an arbitrage looping system, and the idea is there's going to be one price difference from the other, and people are going to continually to make this arbitrage work. And that's what we're doing with GIF and PGIF. And so everyone's really excited in that world that is also in the TitanX world, because we can see how this is going to really work out. So we won't get in the deep end just yet. We'll start putting out more and more videos on it as we get closer. But just know that the GIF and the PGIF and the iBurn, those are kind of like demonstrations of individual mechanics that are going to be in the Pulsar project itself. So that's just, I kind of want to dumb it down a little bit for everyone who's not in Pulse Chain.
Thanks, Mo. Thank you. We're definitely looking forward to Pulsar and see what it would see what it will do. So great. Good. Anybody else? And by the way, 02MT, thanks for your contribution.
Oh, yep. No, I think I have one more point. You know, I was doing some research. This is all speculative, of course. You know, I'll keep an open mind when you hear me say this. But reading the InvestaLogic's forecast of like future supply, I'm not sure if people have seen this, but basically, like right now, there's 29 trillion liquid. There's 92 trillion mineable. So total will be like 125 trillion. And from what DragonX, Helios, Hyper, TitanX V1, V2, and then plus the Vortex, it's going to be able to burn up to 105 trillion. So if you just do a simple math, there will be an average of 16 trillion, but this is all a variable, you know, especially since Pulsar is coming too. So it's like it could burn way more, you know. And looking at another article from McKinsey, they did a price, you know, I don't like to say no price predictions, but it's just according to the article, you know. But the article states it's just like they were doing math too, and even if TitanX were to just get like 1/10 of the percent of the whole crypto market cap, if there's 200 trillion tokens in supply, we could see 4 zeros and a 5, you know. And it's like even if there's 50 trillion tokens, which we're probably going to be less than, it can be 3 zeros and a 2. So I remember something in the last bull run, like everyone was expecting Crow Coin to hit $1, and people were betting on that, you know, like, oh, it's gonna hit $1. So it's just like people are gonna be expecting TitanX to hit 3 zeros and a 1. It could probably do better, but it's just like I want everyone to just keep in mind, you know, just be careful, you know, secure your position. But I'm looking forward to 3 zeros and a 1.
Well, that will be great. But I think we have Shogun. I think Shogun may very well be or a variation of it, may be in the works, which could effectively take care of the huge inflation that we're expecting in August.
Yeah.
So you remember, oh yes, the 280 day inflation. So I think, I mean, you know, so I think you know, I think there may very well be solutions in the pipeline in addition to the other build on TitanX protocols that that will help absorb that inflation. Yes, Mike and Mo.
By the way, one thing I
I
forgot.
was just gonna say, don't forget. Oh, my bad. Go, Mike.
All right, yeah. One thing I forgot is like, guys. I mean, we just had Bitcoin halving, and today we actually have our TitanX halving, because in the beginning, the mineable per day was 8 million, and today we are, it's exactly 4 million. So essentially, tomorrow would be but the halving is today, essentially. Yeah.
And that's actually, I just want to point out that that's just the mineable. If you factor in the cost to mine, as like the cost in Ethereum has gone up, so like the cost to mine is more than halved.
Yes,
you know.
That's true.
That's such a good point, because it's going to just become so prohibitive to people, and maybe we never get to the point where everything's been mined, but it gets to the point where it's like, okay, that's it now. And then now becomes the arbitrage games. Now becomes, what can I do with my TitanX? Where can I put it? How can I get value? And then becomes the natural organic market buys, and it happens so quickly as well.
Yeah,
It's also,
go ahead.
It's also going to be interesting, as TitanX gets more and more expensive, like how Helios is built with the same mechanics of the cost is going up in TitanX and the mineable of Helios is going down. I was just looking at it the other day of like how fast or how much the increased of cost of Helios is going. Like, what is it going to look like when TitanX just takes off? Even I'm not sure of that, but it'll be interesting to watch.
Sure. Yep. I agree completely. Mo, I think you had something to say.
Yeah. Sorry. Everyone kept cutting in there after I had my hand up. I'm just kidding. This is just a tidal wave. Like it's an avalanche of build on TitanX that is just eating away at this. It's gonna get fucking bonkers pretty soon. I mean, I came in late, so I don't know if we talk about Blaze. Blaze is gonna have a bonfire party. Like they're gonna directly contribute to that day 280 inflation. I mean, you start adding up all these things one by one. Each project that comes out, it didn't even matter if there's a slow period when they come out, they all catch on steam. Like it's just this snowball that's just picking up motion and picking up more and more and more momentum. This is going to get wild soon, and if people can't see it, I truly don't know what they're looking
at. That's true. I think this is all building up to something quite significant, definitely. Mike, just to ask on TitanX Hub, we do have Shogun there at all? Have you heard anything at all on the latest with respect to Shogun?
No, not really. So I haven't got any information regarding that. Yeah. So I'm not sure. Maybe something. I think what people probably expecting, or the question you're asking, is more regarding Shogun because of if they can get rid of their stake,
Stakes.
right?
Correct. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not so sure what will happen with Shogun, but maybe the new project will have that option as well. So maybe there's that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm under the impression that X28 is taking priority, and that's what's coming next. But that's just my speculation. I haven't personally talked to Jake in quite some time. I'm letting him do his thing, and honestly, like I'm just taking this time to do as much as I can do in the meantime before we start mooning.
I'm not really in DragonX, but I mean, that's another thing. For those people who have a lot of DragonX and saw the value in that, if people start getting taken out of their stakes, that pool is going to get even bigger. They're going to really own a lot of it, so a lot coming to them as well.
Mackenzie is in the house. I can see her. She's listening. So if she wants to join, be speaker.
Yep. Shout out Mackenzie. Yep.
No pressure.
When moon?
That's the question, isn't it? When
Hey, have we gotten any updates on TitanX farms yet? Or are we still waiting on more projects?
The last I heard, they were waiting on Blaze. I think Blaze might be the tipping point for them to launch, but supposedly it's ready to go. They're just waiting on more tokens to include in what they got going on.
I think I remember Eric saying something about he wanted like more volume and higher prices before he launched it.
Yeah. So when Blaze is the question.
Did they give an update today?
Yes. I think they can't say exactly when. There's still some way to go with respect to the audits. So I guess they
Yeah, I
wait.
just want to make sure I didn't say anything I wasn't supposed to.
So
The last
I think,
update was it's gonna be in May.
Soon. When soon?
So yes, let's hope they get through the audits without any significant issues, and we should have a launch date soon. So back to soon.
Hey, Plank, I really appreciate you hosting these conversations, man. Like, every time I hear all these different builders and all these updates, I can't stop cheesing. I can't stop smiling. Like just knowing the future of all this. Like we got 3 communities in one. You know, we got Zen, we got Pulse Chain, and we got Hex. All TitanX is gonna be revolutionary. Like I've been looking at things esoterically. X is a big concept this year. You know, X is the 24th letter. We're in the year 2024. There's gonna be a lot of fire rituals this year. You know, and the number one fire ritual I'm seeing is the burning of TitanX. To be honest, so I'm really looking forward to. I've been in this ship since fucking 30 days on day 30. Like this is gonna be crazy, bro. And I took a gamble and I know it's gonna pay off. Like just like everyone else in here as well. You know, everyone knows it's gonna pay off. They're just being patient.
Yes, correct. Thanks. I mean, this is a collective effort. So I think that thanks goes to everyone here who's been consistent and a believer. And it's important to know that, we are, we're here as a community because we truly believe in in what TitanX has to offer. And even though, you know, there are highs and lows, just like life, there, you know, we still believe that this, if it all comes together, could be something special. Yeah, so thanks. Cheese, are you yes, you're up. Let us hear your wisdom. I know you have something. You always come up with you know, these golden nuggets. And yeah, looking forward to what do you have for us? Can you hear me? Or because we can't hear you. Give us something thought-provoking. Okay, I think okay. Does anybody else whilst we're waiting for Cheesy to get you know, get it together, we could definitely, anybody else who has something to offer.
Yeah, sure. Let me
please.
let me drop something in. So this is more
Please.
just about connection and community engagement. So after I speak at the beginning for my couple minutes, I generally take a look at who's here and if I'm already following you and that type of thing. So if I haven't followed you yet, please connect and please connect with others who are of like mind. You know, we are stronger together as a TitanX community, and great sharing. I mean, there's other things happening outside of TitanX that we can learn from as well. So I'd like to just offer to connect with anyone who I haven't actually connected with yet. Doesn't matter green circle or not. Green circles are a plus. I still got mine. So I just want to say that. Thanks for the time.
It's great. Good. I think Chizzy, it's coming back up. I think that must have been technical problems earlier. So
Yeah, while we're
good.
waiting, I just want to say shout out to Ted. I see he's listening. That's my partner there on TitanXup.com. So shout out to you, Ted.
Ted.
My man Ted, you still haven't figured out the way to change your voice so you can come up and say something. Come on, man.
All right. Plan A, thank you for the offer. I'll say a few words.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody's seen, but I carve wood, and it's one of the things I do to just, you know, get free of everything else. And so I've had some time, so I've been carving some very big pieces of wood. And yesterday, there's a huge piece of apple that came down that I started to carve, and it's really the TitanX, like and it's definitely going to have a bunch of projects symbols in it, and so when I start to carve something, good things happen. So a few things. I think like TitanX really was a mining protocol. The staking thing, I never really understood how it was going to be sustainable. So, but I really saw the hyper inflation going to hyper deflation, really dependent on building on TitanX. And I think that where we're at now is that's where we're at, building on TitanX. And so mining wise, I mean, I feel fortunate that I was in from day one and I had a real ladder. I just decided, and I heard Jake say, he's like, look, it's going to be up and down through this whole period of time. So just, you know, he's like, mine long and consider. And I asked him, I said, what about a ladder? He was like, absolutely. You got to do what you think works, and nobody knows the market, but yeah. So, and then I just want to say Helios right now is a really, really solid phenomena. And I've been, so I'm really spending time for myself and for others, looking at supply, looking at what the community's doing, And so I had a really good size miner mature a few days ago. And so I'm not there yet, because if you look at the chart, as Dude said, we've been riding TitanX down, but for us miners, it's good times, right? And so I haven't exited any of my Helios just because I like holding it. I'm not really a staker, so I like holding it liquid. And I also, at some point, am going to do single-sided liquidity and really start to compound my Helios and TitanX. And so I really love that protocol. I've got myself and my family and friends that I really manage crypto for in Helios, and I feel good about it. I feel good about the sustainability of that project. So that's one thing. The other thing is I'm looking forward to definitely Pulsar. I've been watching. I'm happy to go over to Pulse Chain. I mean, I came over from Pulse Chain. I don't really like all the toxicity over there, but if I can use the blockchain and be in the TitanX vibe in an ecosystem on Pulse Chain, I'm cool with that. So I like the possibility of that. I do think that Blaze, I think, has a lot of potential if we can attract Ethereum, right? I know this community is probably wealthy in TitanX, which is why I suspect, Eros will burn a lot of TitanX, and Ouroboros will burn a lot of Titan. All the protocols that are just taking TitanX will probably, and so I think the question for Blaze is, who's actually got Ethereum? And I don't really know, honestly, because I'm not one of those guys. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm really bullish on TitanX only because I see the mechanisms at play. I trust, we have huge pools of Ethereum, and I trust that they're going to be used wisely over the bull run. So that's it. Thanks. Oh, and I'm carving. When I carve, like, good things happen.
Thank you. That's that will become a slogan for us. I mean,
I saw the
where
carving, man. It's great, and I retweeted it.
oh yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I'd have to. Okay. Good.
I'm gonna pin the.
Yes. Well, I do like the kind of saying, when you carve, good things happen. So that's good. Anything else? I would suggest we sort of round up in 15 minutes, is what I'll suggest. So in the meantime, if there's anything else that anyone wants to say, please feel free. Oh, that's great.
Suppose.
That's that's
one
definitely a great carving.
tiny bit more of a hopium, maybe we can call it, was the gift tech.
It's
Telegram.
just starting.
The gift tech Telegram.
There's currently there's definitely going to be. It's basically all the projects I hold. So there's got to be a Titan Guardians because they've been dropping, coins, TXG in my base wallet. I'm gonna find a way to do, Sun God for Helios in there. Got to find out because I've got some. What else do I have? Yeah, I'm gonna have some Eros in there for sure. I'm gonna have ORX, and so I'm gonna put all the projects that I'm putting TitanX into in this carving. So yes, so we'll see. I'd like to be in Blaze. I don't really have the Ethereum right now. I really am saving Ethereum as gas, honestly. and just holding Ethereum and saving it. But I really love that project, and I think it has huge potential. So I feel like even if we're not investing our Ethereum, really helping to spread the word. And so, yeah, I'm hopeful that that's a winner. But I do think it's sort of a question mark for me for like, who is it really for? Who's going to play the game? And I hope there's a lot of whales that really want to play the game, really honestly, because I think it could be fun and it could be a wave.
Absolutely. Hexmo?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what happened. I was just gonna say one more thing in pertinence to the gift tech and Pulsar kind of coming around the corner. When we did this straight run up to around 20 to 24 million market cap, we had around like 300 Telegram members, and I want to kind of put that in perspective with the TitanX Telegram. I don't know what it's at now, but I remember the last time I was in it, we were at like 10,000, multiple thousands, I think, in the hyper one. So that is a big multiplier regarding network effect. And so, that's going to be even more people that can participate in the arbitrage games, even more people to buy Titan off the market and arb down Pulsar back into Titan. So we could see very similar crazy run-ups in Titan when the time comes.
Amen, brother.
I think there is potentially, with all that's being built, that there is potentially some really good fireworks that we will witness in the next, in a few months. I think as Chizzy mentioned with Blaze, if it catches on, that the token supply is really, I think, 11 million, so quite small. And yeah, if it catches on, that could be fire. That could really be something similar to what we witnessed in the first 3 to 4 months of TitanX. Helios is great. I think everyone knows what my view is on Helios, and of course, for full disclosure, I am a participant over there, and I just, for some reason, I do have this feeling that is borne out with, I think, the growth that we've seen so far with Helios, that it really, I think, once the market really, the market sentiment turns and people start seeing what is being built over there, I think we're going to be in for some really kind of pleasant surprises. And so, yes, I think that there's just quite a lot going on there. And of course, James, I know you're doing, a lot of work with baby DragonX, and we are definitely in support. I do have a position with baby DragonX, and so do know that you're definitely supported. We are, of course, expecting that's been discussed here quite a bit, but Pulsar, I think we would like the team to come over again and give us an update. I think we're probably due for another update. But once TitanX protocols start firing on all cylinders, it's going to be good fun. So, and that is where we are heading, definitely. Good. Well, Any other remarks before we start taking our final remarks and wrap up for the day? Okay. So, well, on that note, let me I'd ask Mike, James, Dude, Amo, Chizzy, any final remarks that would be that'd be great. Let's kick off with that. Mike, your remarks.
Yeah, I'll just keep it short. So yeah, thank you for joining today, and for all the guys also on YouTube. Shout out to Mackenzie. I see her; she's listening. I'm mentioning her once again, so shout out to her. Hopefully, she can join us at some point in the future. Probably should come up, and yeah, I think she has some great insights. So yeah, apart from that, yeah, looking forward to all the projects which are going to be launching soon. So on TitanX Hub, I'm looking at it right now. We got Blaze. They mentioned to me that the launch date, well, it's going to be in May. So it is going to be, May is not that long anymore. So hopefully that's definitely going to happen. And apart from that, there is the Boros protocol, which is also wanted to launch sometime very soon. I think Eric is going to be the interview for that, talking about Boros protocol. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe there's going to be an interview as well. And then we have Titan Farms, which hopefully is also going to be launching very soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it from my side for today. And I'll see you next week with more updates. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. James.
Well, thank you for inviting me up for a second set of last remarks. I kind of thought my previous one was that, but anyways, I'll just say mostly the same thing. It's great to have everyone together. I'm even more excited than I was before I got on with the number of people that are here and the number of projects that are kind of moving along even faster than I thought. So fantastic, great to have everybody here, and hope to connect with you in the upcoming week. Cheers.
Great, thank you. Thanks, James. Mo.
I just want to thank you, sir, for hosting this as always, along with Mike Dean. Thank you, guys. Thank everyone for showing up. And yeah, man, guys, get excited. I think this burning season is just getting started. Have fun.
And thank you for all the good work. I think during the week you do provide a lot of material that's really good. And I definitely look forward to seeing your material, and please keep it going, and we look forward to it. Dude, your mark, and then we can close.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my beautiful face on the screen again soon. Looking at lining up several streams, with, like I said, Mike Dean, with Blaze, with Eros, and just try to, get some more explanations on what exactly we've got going on. But yeah, we are always building, and we will ride TitanX to the moon. That's for sure. So NFA, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Mo, yeah, please.
Hey, just piggyback real quick on that. Let's get more streams. Even if there's nothing to talk about, let's just get streams of some of these founders just shooting the shit. Like, let's get more and more content as this as we steamroll in, because this is getting really fun.
Yeah, just shoot me an invite and I'll be there.
Great. Good.
Will it be recorded?
Sorry, say that again.
Can we rewatch the live?
Oh, you mean of this session, or you mean the live sessions that Mo referred?
This session.
Oh, this session is recorded, so definitely you can always play it back. Not a problem. Great. Just to say, of course, nothing said here is financial advice or should be taken as such. It's just for educational purposes. as we continue to grow and build together. I think these discussions just simply, help with our growth and our knowledge. Definitely the knowledge base we need to make decisions on an individual basis. But that is, of course, on an individual basis, and so that's it. So I think I'm not going to overflog that at all, but of course it needs to be said. So thanks again, everyone, and have a great week ahead. And we look forward to seeing you all next week, same time. Thanks and God bless. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.